Middle MAGA.
Don't let anybody tell you that the optics don't matter. Height matters. It matters from the standpoint of how people look at you. Obviously, it does. If Ron DeSantis was 4 feet 11, you would look at him differently than he's 5, whatever he is now. For me, I'm not really one who would date a taller woman. It's just for me. I don't know. Maybe you could say I'm insecure, whatever the case, but I can't imagine dating some WNBA player and looking up like, hey, babe, what you want to get for dinner? Like looking up to the woman is just not what I would like for myself. If that's for you, then that's fine. But it matters, though, is my point. And this was a missed opportunity. This blew up to be a scandal. It was AstroTurf, that is for sure. Jack Posovic has probably 50 tweets on it, and it's working. And we know why he's doing it. We see why you're doing it, Jack. It's because even though I'm not in the DeSantis camp, I'm not in the Trump camp, I'm out of both camps as far as like who I'm voting for or whatever. But there's still things to like about these men. Ron DeSantis had a good interview with Patrick Bet-David. He did very well on a long form, better than I thought he would. And Jack knows that. Trump supporters know that. So they're killing him on the boot stuff because that's his weakness. Let me talk about why it is. This is an article on middlemaga.com. Imagine a presidential candidate being grilled not about policies. That did happen, but that's not the focus right now. But about the height-enhancing lifts rumored to be hidden in his cowboy boots. It's not much of a rumor. He's lifted up off the ground. I think that's pretty much a fact. That's exactly what happened to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis of 2024, as you know, Republican presidential hopeful. And for DeSantis supporters, you can't win the championship if you don't get past the first round or the second round of the playoffs. And I don't want to hear about Trump's electability if you can't beat him. We don't know where we're at right now. I don't believe polls, but we will find out pretty soon in Iowa. We'll find out pretty soon where he really is. While some might dismiss this as trivial, it's not trivial. Now, the substance of the boot or not is trivial, but obviously if it blows up, it isn't trivial. But I wish the DeSantis camp would look at these things from the standpoint of one of my favorite guys of all time, Jim Rome, King of Smack in the Jungle.
Failing plus clowns equals fail clowns.
Fail clowns.
He would say, get an A or get an F. And that's what's happening. DeSantis is getting an F. He's going viral. He's not going to go viral for his nuanced take, and I'll play a clip here later, his nuanced take or his solid take on taking over the institutions. He's going to go viral to millions of views because he's wearing cowboy boots, and embrace it. It's not a bad thing. It's not trivial for sure. What it has done is it's revealed a glimpse into Ron DeSantis' authenticity. That's what it's highlighting, or lack thereof, and his ability to connect with the public. DeSantis found himself in the hot seat during an appearance with PBD, which is a great show. Patrick Bet-David questioned him about the viral rumors, the rumors about those boots. They're not really rumors. He was on Bill with Bill Maher. We all saw them. We've been seeing them. Casey, how do you let your man go out the house like that? These and big suits, oversized suits, poorly tailored or not tailored suits, and cowboy boots.
DeSantis is disgusting. Let's start with suits. We'll start there. Why are his suits so fucking poorly tailored? Back when Ron was in Congress, because he doesn't really have like his own identity, okay? Ron will just do whatever people tell him to do, especially Casey. And he has this really overinflated sense of himself, but he doesn't pay attention to the details because I think still that he's probably a bit on the spectrum. Most of his suits were given to him when he was in Congress by a fellow congressman who was losing weight and no longer fit in the suits.
That's on Casey. That might be sexist, but I really think that's on Casey. These rumors gained traction after images from Ron DeSantis' appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher went viral, showing the governor's cowboy boots outlined to indicate where hidden heels might be. DeSantis denied the rumors, but his response left many, I would say, unconvinced. Supporters of DeSantis might argue that The entire episode was a lighthearted moment.
I'm sure your marketing team points out how they're trying to troll you in the marketplace. Okay, I'm sure they're doing that. Can you bring this one clip? I know you were on, what do you call it? On, what was it? Bill Maher, and Bill Maher talked about the boots. I've seen you walk with these boots. Go ahead and play this clip. This on TikTok went viral. It doesn't have 1 million views. It doesn't have, 10 million views. This thing's got 1.2 million likes. And some people are wondering,
what are they? I don't even. I haven't seen that.
They've not shown this to you. Okay,
No.
what they're trying to say with this is that in your boots you have heels.
No.
That's what they're trying to say.
Those are just standard off the rack Lucchese.
How tall are you? How tall are you, Governor? How tall?
5'11".
5'11". Okay. Why don't you wear tennis shoes and dress shoes?
I do wear tennis shoes when I work out. Yeah, 100%.
You do.
Yep.
Okay. I got a gift for you. I'd love for you to wear. Okay. I shop at Ferragamo. Okay. And
I don't accept gifts. I can't accept it.
I totally get it.
I'm sorry.
Well, it should have been, but you didn't make it that. One that could have been laughed off in a self-deprecating manner. After all, why the fuss over a pair of boots? But there lies the problem in this missed opportunity. DeSantis' reaction was not of someone comfortable enough to laugh at themselves. He could have said, well, I want to look down at Donald Trump when I beat him in the primary. I don't know. I'm not a jokester. Have your people write a joke or something. Just be authentic and just say something stupid. Yeah, I'm 5'8", I'm 5'9", but the American voting public is so dumb that if I look 6 feet, they'll look at me differently than if I'm 5'9". I don't know what the right answer is. Just be yourself. To me, I'm just going to be myself. I'm just going to say what I feel on the top of my head. It might be bad. It might not be. But just go with it. Go with the flow. Make fun of yourself, bruh. Loosen up a little bit. You're really in a bad place if I'm telling you to loosen up. Instead, it was a moment that begged the question, why so serious? What makes the situation even more perplexing is DeSantis' claim of ignorance about the viral TikTok clip that showed him on Bill Maher's show wearing the infamous boots. In an age where social media can make or break a campaign, claiming ignorance about a viral moment seems either disingenuous or alarmingly out of touch. If DeSantis was truly unaware, that might even be a graver indictment on his connection with the public. He launched on Twitter Spaces, and he's not dominating the internet. So I actually didn't have a problem. I actually liked the launch because you can launch on Twitter Spaces and still do your public stuff. So just from analyzing the Twitter space, that was perfectly fine. But if you're not going to embrace and dominate the internet, then I don't understand why launching on Twitter Space, maybe other than to get Elon on your side, to get the algorithm and community notes on your side. However, this interview, and this is why the Bootgate is such a big topic. It's not all doom and gloom for DeSantis. Another clip has been making the rounds, showing the governor pretty much at his best. In it, he articulates precisely how conservatives should fight back by outsmarting the bureaucracy and transforming institutions so they align with the interests and values of the people.
I think if you look at the larger reason why the country's in decline, I think a big part of it is the left. Anytime there's any vacuum, they get in. So they're in education, bureaucracy, now corporate America with things like ESG and the whole DI agenda. So they corrupt these institutions, and then that ends up being weaponized against regular Americans. And so in Florida, we've beat them on the institutional level. And no other Republican can say that they've done that, because I understand that you can win a superficial policy fight, and you need to win those in the legislature or whatnot. But if the left controls every institution in our society, then ultimately it's a losing proposition. So Florida, I think the reason we're the free state of Florida, yes, no income tax, yes, COVID freedom, all that important, but we have beat the left on the institutional level.
It's a good clip. Just so I'm clear, that's not my take. If you can put energy into taking over the institutions to the point where you have to find somebody equivalent to Trump, you can't find that. But let's just say Gavin Newsom, arrest them 4 times. That's not what I want to do. But if you're going to take over the institutions, that's what you'd have to do. Find a way to be able to, even if you don't want to do it, in the position where you could, if you wanted to, make up charges, arrest Gavin Newsom 4 times, plus innocent citizens for alternate electors and do exactly what they're doing, J6, what they're doing to you, you would be able to do it to them. I have no interest in that. My take is you can put that energy towards peaceful secession. Does it sound peaceful to take over the institutions, to have the power that they're doing onto you right now? No, that's not a peaceful path. But it was a good clip, though. He looked good. That was his message. Came natural. He was captivating. He's capable of that when he engages in substantive discussions. It's the other stuff he struggles with, and that's where they're just hammering him online, the Dilly team and everyone. They know his weakness.
I've been late so many times because of these shoes.
The way to pronounce my last name, Meatball.
He rubs his nose all the time. It's really nasty. It's just kind of a tick. And they just look at these little things that everyone has, Trump has, all these people have these little ticks, but they are the ones that can do it and get straight at DeSantis. That's why I said, DeSantis, you should have been VP. You should have went for VP, and that would have been the safer play. I don't think you have a chance of beating Trump. So you would have went with VP. That would have kind of shored up Trump, unifying the populist right with this neo George Bush vibe that's coming, Jeb Bush vibe that's coming from Ron DeSantis. Even if he governs differently, that's the vibe you get from him. You put them together, not much different than Mike Pence and Trump. You put them together. DeSantis is better than Mike Pence, but you put them together. You create that force. You hopefully win in 24. You take that momentum to 28. You don't have a chance unless you know something that's going to happen that we don't know. It's a format, though. The long form is a format he should explore more. He's going viral. That's good at the end of the day. Perhaps going on Timcast, where there's some tension there between Tim and the DeSantis camp, and embrace that. That will help you go viral. That'll help you go. It might be in the works. Who knows? But he did well on the Patrick. I did listen to the whole podcast. He did well on there. The boot incident could have been a moment of levity, a chance for DeSantis to show a more relatable side. Instead, it became a lesson in missed opportunities and the importance of authenticity in politics. Don't lie that you didn't see the viral clip, or maybe you should lie and say you did see it. While DeSantis has shown glimpses of his potential, the boot saga, Bootgate, serves as a cautionary tale. In the age of viral moments and social media scrutiny, authenticity is not just a virtue, it's a necessity.
Middle MAGA.